AP Chemistry, Unit 7.9, Introduction to Le Chatlier. Le Chatelier's principle states that a system at equilibrium will stay at equilibrium when a stress is applied. When stress, such as changes in concentration, pressure, or temperature, is applied to a system that is already at equilibrium, the reaction will respond in order to minimize the effect of that stress. The first example of stress that we're going to look at and how it affects the system at large is going to be a change in concentration. So remember, I already have the reaction in the system at equilibrium. This is my example of a reaction that could be at equilibrium. If I were to add a reactant, so if I added an additional A or B after the system had already reached equilibrium, then the reaction will shift to use the excess reagent and thus shift the reaction forward. So if I add a bunch of extra A, the system is going to go, oh no, that's way too much A. I need to get rid of that reactant. And so the entire reaction will shift forward to use up that excess reagent. If I were to add extra product, so extra B or C or D, the reaction will shift to use that excess product and shift the reaction backwards. So same thing, if I add too much to one side, the reaction will shift to kind of balance us back out by producing more of the other side of the reaction. So that's changes in concentration. The next type of stress that we could see, I apologize. If we were to remove a reactant or product from the system, say by allowing a gas to escape, it no longer being a closed system, then the opposite effect will occur. So if I remove some A, then the system will go, oh no, I don't have enough A, and we will shift the reaction back to make more of that reactant that is now missing. Again, the reaction will shift to reform that missing material. The second type of stress that we're going to look at are going to be changes in pressure. Changes in pressure are only going to affect systems where we have gases present. And remember that for it to be at equilibrium, we do need to be in a closed system. So all of these reactants and all of these products are gases here. And again, changes in pressure only affect cause shifts in systems that involve gases. If I were to increase the pressure, the system will shift to the side with the fewest moles of gas. So if I were to increase my pressure, I would look between these two sides of the reaction and see which overall has the least moles of gas. This has 2 plus 1, so 3 moles on the left-hand side. And this has 1 and 3, so 4. So if I increase the pressure, then I would go ahead and shift left to artificially decrease the pressure again and minimize that stress on the system. If I increase my volume, that will decrease the pressure, and so I would then shift toward the side with the most moles of gas and just trying to hold steady at the general pressure that the system is happiest at. The third type of stress that we're going to talk about is going to be a change in temperature. And so here we can see that we are visualizing heat as a product, and this is going to be important when we talk about what effect change in temperature is going to have on a system. We need to know where the heat is in terms of if it's needed for the forward reaction or the reverse reaction. Okay, you're going to treat heat as part of the reaction, and if the reaction is endothermic, increasing the heat will shift the reaction forward. Okay, we now have extra of a reactant, and so we're going to shift toward product. And if the reaction is exothermic, increasing the heat would shift the reaction backwards. Again, we would have extra of a product, so we would shift back towards reactants. It is important that you know that if you change the temperature, that is the only time that you are changing the K value. Okay, so all of these other stresses aren't changing the overall equilibrium constant, but if you change the temperature, you are changing the equilibrium constant. And then the last thing that you need to know for Le Chatelier is that catalysts do not shift the reaction at all. Okay, in addition to the catalyst is not going to favor the forward reaction more than the reverse reaction or the inverse. Catalysts may speed up the overall time that it takes to get to equilibrium, but once I'm at equilibrium, any addition of a catalyst is not going to change which side of the reaction is favored. So catalysts do not shift the reaction at all.